Second theme is seasons in the Bible. To begin with, we must look at the changing of seasons. This is found in Genesis chapter 1, verse 14. And it says, Then God said, Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and they shall serve as signs and for seasons and for days and years. And God said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven, in the upper part of it, commonly called the starry heaven. Some writers, both Jews and Christians, and even modern astronomers, understand this only of the appearance of them, and not of the formation of them. They suppose they were made on the first day, but did not appear or shine out so clearly and visibly as now on the fourth day. But it seems rather that the body of fire and light produced on the first day was now distributed and formed into several luminous bodies of sun, moon, and stars, for this way from light. Light lights produced from that light, or made out of it, or were instruments of communicating and letting down the light upon the earth, which was collected and put together in them, especially in the sun, and the uses of them were to divide the day from the night, which is the peculiar use of the sun, which by its appearance and continuance makes the day, and by withdrawing itself or not appearing for a certain time makes the night. As the light by its circular motion did for the first 3 days, or the diurnal motion of the earth on its axis then and now. And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, for signs of good and bad weather, for the times of plowing, sowing, reaping, and for the seasons of summer and winter, spring and autumn, for days by a circular motion, for the space of 24 hours, and for years by annual motion, for the space of 365 days and odd hours. The Targum of Jonathan is, and let there be for signs in the times of the feasts, and to reckon with them the number of days, and sanctify the beginning of the months, and the beginning of the years, and the intercalations of months and years, the revolution of the sun, and the new moon and cycles. Seasons in the Bible hold deep symbolism and significance. They serve as metaphor for the different stages of life and spiritual growth. Just as nature goes through cycles of birth, growth, death, and rebirth, so do we as individuals. The changing seasons mirror the ebb and flow of our own spiritual journeys. The seasons also represent the different stages of spiritual growth. Just as seeds need time to germinate and grow, we too need time and experience to deepen our faith and understanding. The winter season, with its cold and barrenness, can symbolize a period of interception and solitude, where we reflect on our beliefs and seek spiritual renewal. Spring signifies a time of growth and new beginnings as we emerge from our spiritual hibernation and embrace new opportunities for growth. The symbolism of nature in the Bible is evident in passages that describe the changing of seasons, such as seen in verses such as Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, which states, For everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. And so Yarchi interprets seasons of the solemn festivals that will hereafter be commanded the children of Israel. But those uses were not for a certain people and for a certain time, but for all mankind, as long as the world should stand. 1 Chronicles chapter 12, verse 32 says, From the sons of Issachar, men who understood the times, with knowledge of what Israel should do, their chiefs were 200, and all their kinsmen were at their command. Tribal contingents, the numbers are detailed in also 1 Chronicles chapter 12, with specific counts for tribes like Judah, like Judah, Simeon, Levi, Benjamin, Ephraim, Manasseh, Issachar, Zebulun, Naphtali, Dan, Asher, and the Reubenites. Total count of men, well, the numbers for each tribes are listed. They sum up to a total of 300,000 warriors who came to Hebron to make David king. All these being men of war that could order the battle array, came with a perfect heart to Hebron to make David king over all of Israel. And all the rest also of Israel were of one heart to make David king. And they were there with David 3 days, eating and drinking, for their brethren had prepared for them. Moreover, they had nigh unto them, even as far as Issachar and Zebulun and Naphtali, brought bread on asses, and on camels, and on mules, and on oxen, victuals of meal, cakes of figs, and clusters of raisins, and wine, and oil, and oxen, and sheep in abundance, for there was joy in Israel. Indeed, a great change of season for God's people. A changeover of a season from King Saul to the next season where King David steps in power over all Israel. This marked the unification of the tribes under a single ruler, which had not been the case under Saul's reign. And they spoke and said, Behold, we are your bone and your flesh. Saul was the people's choice for a king. God was meant to be the king of Israel, but the people rejected him and wanted a human king, like the other nations had, and so the Lord gave them Saul. Although in the beginning Saul was doing well as king over God's people and had a temporary gift of prophecy, he disobeyed the Lord twice and is told that another will replace him, David. In 1025 BC, David killed Goliath when Saul had been king for only 27 years. A long time. David, for se- sorry, David was placed in charge of Saul's army. David's time in the Saul's palace at Gibeah of Benjamin was for 7 years. Saul chased David for approximately 15 years until Saul's death. This period included 4 years of active pursuit before David took refuge in Ziklag. King Saul was chasing after David in attempts to assassinate him, but David was met twice with opportunities to kill Saul in his sleep before the corrupted and jealous king could ever kill him. But twice David refused to kill King Saul. As we can see, the difference between the two kings was great. David had a great relationship with the Lord and desired to please him in all things, showing mercy and refusing to kill King Saul as God's anointed king. Saul died around 1010 BC during a battle against the Philistines at Mount Gilboa. He took his own life by falling on his sword after being severely wounded and fearing capture by the enemy. Therefore, David became his successor. Saul and David differ significantly in their relationship styles and relationship with God. Saul often acted out of fear and sought the approval of people, leading to disobedience, while David, despite his flaws, demonstrated a heart for God, sought divine guidance, and repented sincerely for his mistakes. To summarize it all, and how did both kings affect the people of God and their relationship with Him in both seasons? Saul ruled as Israel's first king, but often acted out of fear and disobedience to God, leading to his rejection by God and a decline in his leadership. In contrast, David, who was chosen for his heart for God, demonstrates faithfulness and sought God's guidance, resulting in a more unified and prosperous kingdom that inspired loyalty among the people to him and to God. The narrative serves as a powerful exploration of biblical power, dynamics, and the enduring lessons of the Old Testament and stands as a profound exploration of faith, power, and the human condition. This epic tale reveals the intricate relationship between these two iconic figures, offering insights into the challenges of leadership, the consequences of moral failings, and the enduring legacy of those who navigate the treacherous waters of faith and power. The story serves as a timeless testament to the eternal struggle between the forces of light and darkness and the profound impact that the choices we make can make on our lives and the lives of those around us. Amen.